great situation. There's not going to be pressure on him that he's going to have to throw the ball 40 times a game, and they can do some play action stuff where he can get in some favorable situations. I really like this. He's going to a good team. I don't think Tennessee is necessarily the 8th worst team in the whole league. I think they're probably better than that talent-wise. They have some pieces. They have a good offensive line, obviously an outstanding running back. They have some talent at wideout. Kenny Britt, if he can keep his head screwed on straight, is a number 1 receiver. So I like the situation. I like the pick. I mean, I would have went Gabbert. I think Gabbert's safer, but I think Locker has higher upside. I really do. Locker, I've said all along, the only problem with Locker is accuracy. If you can fix that, and I believe you can, you have a potential Hall of Fame talent. I really believe that.
Wow.
I mean, he has not only the physical tools, the arm, the athleticism, the size and bulk, but the intangibles. I mean, I've said all along, Tim Tebow-esque intangibles.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing with Jake Locker, I looked at his college stats, and I hate to say this with stats, but very similar college statistics to Brett Favre. Where there was a lot of inconsistencies with poor team around him. So I think that's another thing to look at. Let's switch gears and go to Dallas here as they're getting ready to make their pick. Do you think it's a situation where they trade down? I know that's been a big talk. We already saw one big trade. Or do they go with Tyron Smith or Cameron Jordan?
Well, that was the point I was going to make too. Now, if you're Minnesota and you like Blaine Gabbert, which I've heard they do,
you gotta go.
Are you trying to leapfrog the Washington Redskins?
You got to go. Or any team that likes Blaine Gabbert. I guess if Atlanta can move up to 6.
Miami Dolphins. They're not that far down.
No, that wouldn't be a bad deal if they like Blaine Gabbert.
But that's tough because they don't have a second rounder. Let's say they give up their 3rd. I don't even know if that's going to be enough to get high enough.
You only need a second or first next year. The second next year maybe, if you give that up with it.
And see, that's proper Minnesota too. They don't have a 3rd round pick. So
I think maybe a team maybe it's not for Gabbert. Maybe a team like New England moves up for Cameron Jordan. You talked about Cameron Jordan number 10 in your mock draft. So if someone wants to jump Washington for him, could New England be in love with him with all their picks to move up?
And then the question too for Dallas is how far do you want to move down? If you want Tyron Smith, if you move down past 12, you risk losing him. I think the Detroit Lions, now I don't know that the Lions would take him, but the threat is there. And if that's the guy Dallas covets, they might not want to take that chance.
Well, I think it depends on what that horizontal board says as well. Is, okay, we like Tyron Smith. Hey, we also like Prince Amukamara. We also like J.J. Watt. You have these 3 players that you'd be comfortable taking. Then you can move down in the middle of the 1st, expecting one of them to at least fall to you.
Well, and then Dallas has also been linked to Anthony Costanzo and Gabe Perrini. So, then again, Dallas, we talked about in the podcast a couple nights ago, they've been linked to a half a dozen 8 prospects that they quote-unquote love. So you don't know where the truth lies in that. But if they truly don't have a huge difference between those offensive tackles, by all means, be open. I mean, move down a little bit.
Yeah, move down. If that is true, if they do like a mess of players, then there's no reason to try to get the best value that you can and attempt to move down.
Especially, don't take a defensive end here if you're Dallas. I mean, I love Cameron Jordan, but if I can get a 2nd or 3rd round pick and get J.J. Watt, I'd probably take that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's that much of a difference. On my overall board, between 10 and 13, I had all defensive linemen. Just back to back to back to back. And I felt weird doing that when I was doing the top 100, but I was like, hey, that's the way the talent is this year. That's just the way it goes. And, I mean, Cameron Jordan and J.J. Watt, I have them 12 and 13. If you can get a 2nd or 3rd round pick by dropping down a few spots and still get one or the other, I think that's a great move.
Yeah, and this is different than, say, a fantasy football draft where, you want to start the run. I think in the NFL draft, you want to end the run if it's that close together. You want to be the 3rd team to take that defensive lineman, not the 1st, and maybe move down and pick up those picks to do it.
It's about maximizing value. It's not just about who you take. It's about where you take them. And that was the problem with Tyson Alualu last year with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he turned into a fine player, but I still don't think it was a smart pick because they could have moved down 10 spots, got a 2nd or 3rd round pick, and still got the same player.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. You got to guess they're trying to move down if they're taking this amount of time. And
I think they have suitors, too. I think they're getting called. I don't think anybody expected Blaine Gabbert to be here.
No. No, there's got to be plenty. There's got to be plenty of teams that will be ready to jump up. But like you said, a lot of these teams that they don't have the animal to do it, that Dallas might be comfortable with taking. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see. Maybe, do you think Washington might be making that call? I don't know when the last time we've seen a team move up one pick. I think it was a few years ago with was it with Baltimore, Haloti Ngata. But if Washington thinks someone's going to jump them, do they have to offer Dallas something to move up a pick?
Yeah, if Blaine Gabbert's the guy they want, I think they need to get in the conversation. But they're kind of have an issue too because they don't have a lot of draft picks. So they don't have a lot of ammunition, although it wouldn't take as much to move up from just 10 to 9. Yeah, I gotta tell you, for those who don't know, I live in Minnesota here, so obviously a lot of Vikings fans and friends that are Vikings fans. And after Jake Locker went up the board, I just got 3 text messages. You might even heard my BlackBerry blowing up there over the mic. They were crushed. They wanted Jake Locker.
Wow. Well, I think it's a testament to Jake Locker, and I know he has his dissenters, as will Gabbert and Cam Newton. I think you got to hitch your wagon to one of these guys. One will be successful. So, I'll hitch mine to Jake Locker. I think in Tennessee, I like that situation a lot. We'll see where Gabbert and the rest of these guys end up, though. And I mean, imagine the speed on that offense: Chris Johnson, Kenny Britt, Jake Locker. It's a fast offense.
I don't know if there's a better situation for Jake Locker, honestly. Maybe if he had gone to Seattle and got to sit behind Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, they'll have Hasselbeck's unrestricted free agent, so.
Yeah, I think Seattle's going to bring him back, though. I don't think at this point in his career he's looking to go start over. Although San Francisco and Arizona need quarterbacks.
I mean, hey, you want to go throw to Larry Fitzgerald? I'll take that. Dallas misses the pick is Go Cowboys prediction. There goes by what's your fantasy pool if they do in Flames.
And I'd win because I screwed up on that question, so that would help me.
No, I think you went the right way. I think you said it wasn't no one's going to pass, but didn't put a lot of points.
I put the wrong. I should have had it 25 points. I put it 1.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Picks in, so no trade. Do you think they go Tyron?
I mean, that's been all the indications for a month here, if not more. And Rick Gosselin from the Dallas Morning News, who's as good as anybody in the box, that's his local team, that's who he picked. Yeah. I'm going with Goose.
All right, I'll switch it up to be fun. I'll say Cam Jordan, and they'll go with Cam Jordan at the end, just to be a little bit different here.
Who'd you have in your mock?
Oh, God, I think Adam Ukamara, which is not going to happen.
Never know.
Yeah.
Did you think Jake Locker was going to go 8?
That's true. That's true. Jake Locker. What did I have Jake Locker on? I think I got him 15. Tyron Smith, there you go. So offensive lineman, first time Jerry Jones has done it in the first round.
Gotta go with Goose.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. Man, that guy's way too good. Where did he have Locker at? Didn't he have Locker pretty high?
He had a lot of quarterbacks. I don't have it really handy, but he had Dalton and Ponder both in the top dozen picks too, I think.
Man. So, but Blaine Gabbert's still sitting there.
Now Washington, I mean...
You gotta do it. I mean, Shanahan, I can't imagine Shanahan dislikes Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, Shanahan's a different guy, though. I mean, he surprises us. Nobody really saw Jack Locker come.